June 18, 1815. A ridge near a small Belgian crossroads called Waterloo. For 100 days, Napoleon Bonaparte had defied the world. He had escaped exile, reclaimed the throne of France without firing a single shot, and raised a magnificent army from the ashes. But the monarchs of Europe had sworn to destroy him. Now, two massive armies stood locked in a deadly stare, waiting for the mud to dry. This was not just a battle. This was the final collision of an era. If Napoleon won today, Europe would be his. If he failed, the Napoleonic legend would die forever in the mud. At 11:30 a.m., the silence was shattered by the roar of 80 French cannons. Napoleon's strategy was simple but brutal. Smash through Wellington Center before the Prussian army could arrive to reinforce him. The fighting was savage. Hand-to-hand combat raged inside the courtyards of stone farmhouses. Wellington's thin red line held the ridge under a relentless rain of iron and lead. Napoleon's genius was being tested against British stubbornness. Hours passed and the field became a slaughterhouse. Neither side would break. Then came the turning point, misinterpreting a movement in the British lines as a retreat. Marshal Ney ordered a massive, premature cavalry charge. 4,000 French horsemen thundered up the ridge. The British soldiers formed unbreakable infantry squares, but Wellington was ready. Waves of French cavalry crashed against walls of steel and musket fire, unable to penetrate the formations. The charge was a magnificent, tragic disaster. Bled to death on the slopes of the ridge, and then out of the eastern woods. The horizon turned dark. The Prussians had arrived. Time had run out. Swept by enemies on two sides, Napoleon played his final card. He ordered the Imperial Old Guard forward. These were the veterans of 100 battles. They had never retreated. They had never been defeated. As they marched through the smoke, the French army raised one final, desperate cry, Vive l'Empereur! But the British lines held. A devastating volley of musket fire tore through the ranks of the veterans. For the first time in history, the Old Guard wavered. A panic tore through the French lines like wildfire. La Garde, recule. The retreat turned into a total, chaotic rout. Napoleon watched in horror as his elite cavalry. The Guard is retreating. The French army broke. The battle was over. The sun set on Waterloo, leaving 40,000 men dead or wounded in the mud. Napoleon's greatest gamble had ended in total ruin. Stripped of his titles, his crown, and his freedom, the text of history was permanently closed for Bonaparte. He was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, thousands of miles from the Europe he had once ruled, never to return. The epic story of Napoleon was finished, but his shadow would loom over the world forever. Thank you for watching this epic saga on EPIK History. If you want to dive deeper into the empires, the battles, and the legends that shaped our world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click on one of the videos on your screen right now to keep exploring the past. This is EPIK History, and the journey never ends.